thanks for staying with us today. Veterinarian David Graff joins us to take your pet health questions. 365-9999, the number to call if you have a question for our vet today. Let's start things off with Sue Ellen, who's been waiting patiently on the line. Go ahead with your question. Can you hear us? Well, I think we heard that. Okay, we're going to move on and see if we can get Sue Ellen on the line. But let's talk about this little guy I got on my lap here. This is Mickey.
This is Mickey. Mickey is from the Cedar Rapids Animal Control, and he's an intact male terrier chihuahua mix, and he will be neutered before he gets adopted out. And he would make somebody a really good home. He's probably less than 2. He's a young dog.
He's so sweet. He's just been sitting here, not fussing, kind of shaking, but I think that's just because he's a little bit nervous. So one thing we wanted to talk about today are the importance of rabies vaccinations, because there are different rules for different pets and some guidelines you need to follow.
Right. Well, there is a law that allows for a 3-year rabies vaccination in dogs, and there's confusion on this that comes up sometimes. The very first rabies vaccination in a dog is good for 1 year.
Okay.
And that regardless of how old the dog is. Now, the dog needs to be at least 3 to 4 months of age before the first one's given. And then the second one's given a year later. And if that's given before the first one expires, it can be good for 3 years.
For 3 years.
If you allow the first one to expire, then the next one's good for only 1 year.
Okay.
And anytime you get a rabies vaccination after that, as long as you get it before the previous one expires, then you can have a 3-year. If you let it expire by even 1 day, suppose it's due on January 16th and you come in on January 17th, then you have to get a 1 year.
So make sure you make it in time to make it easier on yourself and your dog, because I'm sure that's not pleasant for them, just like it wouldn't be pleasant for us. And it's very important, too, to keep that paperwork and the little tag you get at the vet's office when you do get the vaccination.
Technically, you're supposed to display the tag on the dog's collar. However, if you're unable to do that because the dog doesn't wear a collar, keep it handy in case you ever need it to show it.
Yeah, because that's going to prevent a lot of other bad things from happening should a situation arise. What about other animals and rabies vaccinations?
In cats, there is no state law that allows for a 3-year rabies vaccination, so we give them once a year. There are ordinances in Cedar Rapids and Lane County requiring cats to be vaccinated against rabies.
Okay.
So, and of all the domesticated animals, cats have the highest incidence of rabies, higher than dogs. And that's because of the large feral population of cats.
Sure. And the good thing is the vet is probably going to have all this information stored on a computer, hopefully somewhere, if you're not able to keep track of it yourself, to keep up on the rabies vaccination, a very important thing. Well, again, if you're interested in adopting Mickey, I think he's ready to get down and play. He's made himself comfortable now, and he's ready to get up and play around. Give Cedar Rapids Animal Control a phone call. He certainly is a really sweet dog. Thank you for coming in today. We appreciate it. And coming up tomorrow, our financial expert will be here to talk about setting up a financial plan for 2013. Stay with us. We'll be right back.